What's going on, everybody? My name is MT, and I think that I found the missing Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg, blah, 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 whatever. Life is meaningless. I cannot believe I'm still doing this freaking 16 or so Easter egg videos in. Like, I've lost my mind. I've lost it. I've lost my mind. But anyways, MT, after spending days of my life watching the same movie over and over again and reading hundreds upon hundreds of silly cartoon magazines with spider teenagers, telepathic paraplegics, angry broccoli men, and extraterrestrial genocidal jewel thieves, am proud to announce to the world that the missing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Easter egg is Muspelheim. And I don't have to be a bald telepathic paraplegic man to know what you're probably thinking, okay? MT, what is a Muspelheim? That sounds like a disease a Scandinavian prostitute might give you. Nope, that is incorrect. Muspelheim is not an STD that will light a fire in your crotch, because the only crotch that Muspelheim burns is the crotch of Yggdrasil, the world tree, because it's one of the 9 realms in the MCU. You know, from the Thor movies. And the best realm out of all the 9 realms, might I add, for it is the home of Surtur, our Dark Lord. Praise him! May the fires of Ragnarok purify our dirty souls and internet browser history. It's like a realm filled with fire and lava and demons and stuff. It's not great, but it is the only place hotter than your barber's mixtape. Just kidding, I don't know what a barber is. I'm bald as hell. My hairline is long gone. But do you know what is also a weird-ass word? Niflheim. Do you like dead people? Great, because Niflheim is the realm where hell is located, and hell is the realm of the dead. Also, I'm calling the police, because I like to think I'm a pretty tolerant person, but I also like to draw the line at people who like dead people. I mean, it's not you, it's me. Actually, nope, it's you. Definitely you. And just where are these strangely named places that I speak of within the actual Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Right here, in the scene where Peter grabs the Power Stone and is about to kill Ronan, but then, out of nowhere, his dead mom decides to stop by and say hi, and to probably remind him to wash behind his ears or something. Dead moms, am I right? So embarrassing. But anyways, while Peter Quill is tripping balls, you can see a number of planets within his vicinity. But out of all of these planets, only one of them is on fire. And it's not because someone left their planet with the stove on. Because that would actually be terrible. That would be the biggest mistake ever. I think that fiery planet is Muspelheim. Well, technically, it's a planet within the realm of Muspelheim, but like, that's only if you want to be a nerd about it, but who cares? None of this is real. And Muspelheim is also where Surtur, our Dark Lord, is just straight chilling, just cutting coupons and waiting for the perfect opportunity to murder everybody's loved ones in all the 9 realms when Ragnarok season rolls around, because it's the perfect time to do that. Also, to go to the beach. It's gonna get pretty hot. And also, fun fact probably, I don't think that this is the first time in the movie that we see Muspelheim. I think we actually get our first glimpse into Muspelheim during the scene with the Collector and the Guardians. Because check it out, when the Celestial Essen the Searcher slams his Moses staff on the ground and murders everybody on the surface of the planet, including the planet gets all black and crusty. Just like me when I forget to apply lotion for a couple of days. But right after Essen the Searcher, the Celestial destroys the surface of this planet, images of multiple volcanoes erupting violently pop up behind the Guardians and the Collector. I wonder why that is. I strongly believe that what we are seeing here in this scene is Muspelheim being terraformed into the volcanic planetary mass that is known to be in both the Marvel Comics and Norse mythology. Pretty interesting, right? But if you keep your eyes open and pay attention, you will see even more interesting things happening on the screen. Come on, guys, things are happening. You gotta keep up. If you keep your eyes focused on the top right corner of this screen, you will notice that as soon as this planet is destroyed, what appears to be a galaxy is formed in this weird, random red area. Well, this is actually a depiction of the realm of Muspelheim being formed, because if you rewatch Thor: The Dark World, you can see this imagery of Muspelheim on the world tree in Asgard's Hall of Science. I believe that this galaxy in Guardians 1 is alluding to Muspelheim forming itself on Asgard's world tree, which means that we just witnessed a realm of darkness and fire and eternal suffering get born. Happy birthday, Satan's house. But anyways, moving on, I don't think that anybody has truly asked the right question in regards to this scene, and that question being, out of all the Celestials, why Essen the Searcher? Like, why is Essen the Searcher specifically destroying this planet? If you know anything about the Celestials, you'd know that each Celestial each has a particular function that they're meant to do. Yeah, they all wreck shit from time to time, but the action of actually destroying entire planets is not specifically Essen the Searcher's designated job. Because if anybody's going to destroy a planet, it's gonna be us. USA! USA, US. Essen searches for shit. It's in his name, Essen, the Searcher. You're more likely to find Essen on an episode of Blue's Clues than destroying a planet of mountain giants for shits and giggles. I think that this Celestial is searching for something that cannot be found on the surface of this planet, but rather on the inside. Because if there's one thing that we have all learned as a society, is that it is what is on the inside that counts. Jelly Donuts taught us that. Thank you, Jelly Donuts. I don't know what that thing is exactly. I mean, it could be the Soul Stone because his staff looks like there's a slot available for another thing. But I am confident that it probably has something to do with this guy right here. Because I'm guessing that the reason why this fellow did not die on the surface of the planet with all the people and wildlife was that he wasn't on the planet at all. Because I'm thinking that this guy is none other than Surtur, our Dark Lord, who in the comics is imprisoned inside of a planet by Odin on 2 separate occasions, and those planets being Earth and Muspelheim, because that's what happens when you download a movie illegally. You get shoved into a planet. And if it looks like this dude is in pain, that's because he is, but not because he's being destroyed. It's because he's seeing light for the first time in probably thousands of years. Light coming from the big-ass crack in the planet that Essen made. And I know that sounds crazy considering that Surtur typically looks like Ganon from the Zelda series cosplaying as a birthday candle, but I'm thinking that this could be his more powered down, more human-like form. Because if you look at the top of this guy's nose, you can see a really weird indentation where I believe the intersection of his horns used to be before Odin or somebody ripped them off. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you look at these images from Thor Ragnarok, you can see Thor carrying what looks like Surtur's horns on his back and then fighting somebody who could very well be this charred, more human-like version of Surtur. But yeah, regardless of all of that, the point is we might have unknowingly witnessed the creation of Muspelheim. I mean, and I'm just gonna put this out there, this could actually be Earth from the past, considering that Surtur was also imprisoned inside of Earth at one point in the comics, but I'm leaning more towards Muspelheim myself, but I just want to put that out there. Just want to say it. That could be Earth, it could be Muspelheim, whatever. But MT, what about Niffleheim? You can't bring up Niffleheim and just not talk about Niffleheim. Alright, first of all, it's not Niffleheim, it's Niffleheim with an F, though I do hear that Niffleheim is pretty cold, so I guess Niffleheim would also be appropriate. Niffleheim is here, behind Peter's dead mom, who was also a nice lady, and this would make perfect sense for a couple of reasons. First of all, Niffleheim and Muspelheim are neighbors because they're both on the same lowest level on the world tree, in both the Marvel Comics and in Norse mythology, if I remember correctly, so it would make sense for both of these realms to be in this vision, because they're near each other. And Marvel Studios has given us a couple of hints at Niffleheim and Muspelheim's aesthetic and proximity in the past, with our best looks at the two realms being in the credits of Thor 1 and in the Hall of Science in Thor 2. We also get a small peek at Niffleheim in the Thor Ragnarok trailers, as these portals in the sky are the same bluish-green color of the realm itself, seemingly implying that all of these portals lead into hell. Also, I'm not sure if anybody else noticed this, but this is an eyeball. Like, this is straight up an eyeball. Like, there's even a clear outline in the sky and everything. Like, there's no denying that that is an eyeball. I think that Hela steals the power of Heimdall's all-seeing eyeballs and makes these weird portals all over the place, which would make Thor's Age of Ultron vision of a blind Heimdall come true. Also, since Meredith Quill is dead and is probably chilling in hell, the realm of the dead, this imagery was probably intentionally made to symbolically represent her wanting to say goodbye to Peter before drifting off into the afterlife, because cinematography. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got. I mean, in terms of the big missing Easter egg anyway, I've still got guesses for other Easter eggs that people may have missed, but I'm probably going to save those for another time. Psych! We'll do it now! I mean, I wasn't going to do it at first, but then I was like, screw it. All the bees are dying anyway, so why not? Because we have got to talk about these guys right here, who I think are the Chosen 8 of Fate from the Marvel Comics. But we will save them for a little bit later because I got to go into their backstory a little bit, so we'll just get the easier Easter egg guesses out of the way first, and then go back to them later. Alright, anyway, so at the beginning of the movie, when Peter is on Morag, he dances with this weird-looking skeleton person. I think that this skeleton is weird looking because it's a niggeray. Ah, God, who named these aliens? aliens. Why? Look, I'm not trying to say racist things. They're literally called the Nagari or something. I didn't name them. This is not my doing. But they're actually a race of demons in the Marvel Comics, which could theoretically point to Surtur as having paid Morag a visit at one point in the past, considering that James Gunn has said that Morag was flooded and abandoned due to a global warming. But the Nagari are not synonymous with Surtur's fire demons though, so this may not be the case, but they could be used as another type of Muspelheim demon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I don't know. But we could have already seen an actual fire demon within one of the Collector's cages. Just saying. It looks like it, kind of, a little bit. But anyway, back to Morag. When Star-Lord jumps over this chasm of what appears to be eel-like creatures, he could be hopping over the Midgard serpent. But, you know, that's probably bullshit, honestly. And this next thing in particular is something that I've been meaning to bring up for months now, because some of the structures on Nowhere, particularly the Nowhere Dispatcher Shack, seem to be designed with the head of the celestial Arishem the Judge in mind. Again, probably a load of crap, but after almost 20 Easter egg videos in, I think you guys already know that I'm a living bullshit factory, but I'm cool with it. I mean, there is another Easter egg that I found in relation to the Celestials, but I think I'm probably going to save it for another day because it kind of ties in with a really, really interesting MCU theory that I'm working on that kind of opens up a really big can of worms, and I can't do that today. I cannot do that today. Not today. And finally, to wrap this long-ass video up, I think that these guys right here might just be the abstracted MCU version of a not very much talked about group known as the Chosen Eight of Fate. Alright, story time. Much like the Infinity Stones in the MCU, after the Big Bang, a number of powerful rocks comprised of condensed matter from a previous Marvel multiverse made their way into this current Marvel universe and sprinkled themselves on various random planets. And one of these mysterious rocks landed on a planet belonging to the ancient Kree, who are basically just one very large, very impressive Blue Man Group concert. And since every planet got nerds, all the Kree scientists had a collective curiosity boner and decided to crack the stone in half in the name of discovery. However, unfortunately, the only thing that they discovered was what death felt like, because as soon as they cracked the stone open in two, the stone released the biggest explosion that world had ever seen, murdering a bunch of these beautiful blue creatures. For $5 a day, you too can support a blue creature that has died. That doesn't make any sense. Oh god. Like thousands upon thousands of Smurf people died in this explosion, which is not exactly the best thing ever, but it does attract a lot of attention from the neighbors, who probably would like you to tone it down with the screaming because little Joshua has school in the morning. But no, seriously, when 7 other neighboring alien races stopped by to check in on the Kree with consolation fruit baskets and jello probably, they found out that they all have come across these cosmic danger pebbles at one point. And so they all decided to bring all of their cosmic danger pebbles together to see if they could find a comic scientific factor that united all of them. And they found out that that common factor was something called the Hellfire Helix, which is probably the single most powerful energy source / entity within the Marvel multiverse, and something that could have been alluded to within the office of the broker, right here. And when they realized this, they decided to combine all of their stones together into something called the Life Stone Tree, so they could utilize the power of the Hellfire Helix to genetically modify 8 warriors, one from each race, to help defend all of their races should the need ever arise. And they called this group of defenders the Chosen Eight of Fate, but they also went by another name, a name that you all might find at least somewhat familiar, the Guardians of the Galaxy. From a canonical, chronological standpoint, this was the first ever Guardians of the Galaxy team in the Earth 616 main Marvel Universe that existed thousands of years ago, and a team that I would not be surprised for James Gunn to at least give a little shout out to in his first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Also, we could have seen a diagram of these 8 life stones on the Life Stone Tree here when the Collector was talking about the Infinity Stones forming after the Big Bang, but it could also be a diagram of the 8 realms before Muspelheim was formed, though, I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that Morag could be the MCU equivalent of that ancient Kree planet that discovered their life stone and made it explode, because 1, Morag is actually the name of the first known Kree leader. 2, like I said before, James Gunn said that Morag was abandoned after a global warming event. So if that global warming wasn't Surtur's doing, it could be alluding to that explosion of energy that killed thousands of people. And 3, the Power Stone is encased inside of this rock-looking orb orb that can be broken in half, so that could be pointing to that event as well. But anyways, that's it. The main point of this video is basically Guardians of the Galaxy 1 teases Thor Ragnarok. Or, as I like to call it, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Side B. But anyways, you guys know the drill. If you guys could please tweet this video at James Gunn on Twitter. That would be absolutely amazing. But this time, I'm going to ask you guys to do something a little bit different. And please do not tag me in the tweet that you tweet at James Gunn. It's very important that you not tag me. It's very, very important. I mean, it's not that I don't want to hear from you guys or anything. I mean, I love you guys. Please follow me on Mastertainment and tweet me all day. I will literally tweet you back. Like, let's have a conversation. But if you do tweet James, just tweet me after you tweet James and let me know that you tweeted James so I can thank you and give you lots of love and hugs and probably send you a gift because gifts are amazing and the language of love. And maybe I'll even make a video for some of you guys, like a little short Twitter video. I think that'd be cool. Also, before I go, just so you guys know, and this is no obligation whatsoever, if you like this video or this channel in general and you want to support me with money, I do have a link in the description so you can make a donation to my channel if you want. You do not have to do this. Do not feel obligated. Please, I'll be fine. Like, please do not feel like this is an obligation. I'll be okay, and I'll still be making these videos regardless, but I am thinking that it's time for me to get a new camera and audio equipment, and that's kind of hard when you're dodging phone calls from the greedy bastards that gave you your college diploma. So, you know, anything you wouldn't miss would be appreciated. Thank you very much. But again, not an obligation. Just, you don't have to do that. I feel so scummy. I feel like a turd. Anyway, moving on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it or leave a thumbs up or share this video. That also makes me happy on the inside. My name is MT and I don't know what I'm going to do with myself after I find this Easter egg eventually. I mean, I guess I could volunteer at like a homeless shelter or something. Nah, I'm probably just gonna play Overwatch until I have that heart attack. Like, thousands upon thousands of Smurf people died in this explosion, which is not exactly the best thing ever, but it does attract a lot of attention from the neighbors, who probably would like you to tone it down with the screaming because little Joshua has school in the morning, so he's a growing boy. He needs his rest, so could you just keep the agony to like a vocal minimum, like maybe scream like, this hurts a lot, I'm sorry, go to sleep, Joshua, I'm sorry, but I'm in pain,